Congrats to Notre Dame. Heck of a game, heck of a shot by Hub at the end. Thought it was well defended. Shot clock running down. He had a tough shot. It's one of the reasons. He's an older guy. He's been an all-league guy in his preseason second team all-league, and he had a great second half. He had 0 in the first half and 15 in the second half. We did some really good things in this game, and we put ourselves in a position to win. But we had some breakdowns in the second half that they really exploited. One of the things we talked about in the 2 days of preparation for this game is that we can't afford to have those breakdowns because they make you pay, and they make you pay with threes. And we did that. We didn't switch when we were supposed to switch at times. And that led to penetration, which is one of the ways they get threes. Our ball screen defense wasn't tight at times, which led to penetration, which led to overhelp, which led to them getting threes. One of the big plays for me, we're up 8 with 9 minutes and 31 seconds, and we in the second half, and we have the ball. And we have an opportunity, we have the momentum, we have the opportunity to go up 10. And we call a play that they hadn't stopped, and we don't run the play. We throw it to a guy that we say is that sit like he's wide open. There's a reason why he's open, and it leads to a turnover, which leads to a 3. Now all of a sudden it can go to 10. Now it's at 5, and the momentum has shifted. And so that's what I mean. Like, we can't afford to have those breakdowns. Did we play well enough to win? We did, but we can't afford to have those breakdowns. And so we have to clean that up. We made some big plays down the stretch offensively. We made a big defensive possession in our zone that gave us a chance to run something to get the lead. And our guys fought, but we can't have those breakdowns against a team that shoots the basketball as well as they did.
Jeff, you guys did seem like you were defending the perimeter a lot through most of the game. In the final minutes, they hit 5 in a row. What did you talked about? Being late on balls with them getting penetration. Was that more so because Blake Wesley was just really explosive and other guys were creating, or did you see breakdowns of those communications?
I just explained it. It was breakdowns. We didn't switch when we were supposed to switch. We didn't defend the ball screen the right way, which enabled them to turn the corner and get to the middle and exploit, get fouled, get layups, or spray it out for 3 at times, a couple times. They drove us in there. We actually had a guy on it. We leave the corner, which we teach never to leave the corner, and then leave a guy that's wide open that's, hit a couple of threes already and leave him wide open for a 3. So it was. Look, they're really good players, and Wesley is terrific. And so I'm not saying that it wasn't plays that they made. They took advantage of it. Like, they took advantage of our breakdown. We gave up middle penetration. We gave up a baseline drive for 2 days. We talked about, like, they want to drive baseline. That's what they want to do in their twirl action. And, we let them drive baseline and we foul them. And not knowing that we have 17 fouls, so they're in the bonus in that play where you don't have to foul them. They're a great free throw shooting team. They're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. So that's what I mean. It's those breakdowns in the game that we have to be cognizant of and be better at executing.
How hard were your missed free throws to swallow, especially Odekali had 3 3-point plays and they missed one at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was tough. But again, we want him driving. We want him attacking. And we feel very confident in him shooting the basketball from the free throw line.
Yeah, this was the third 1-point loss of the season, second in ACC play. I'm curious as a coach, like, how do you there are obviously losses, there are games that could have easily been wins, which you obviously would prefer. How as a coach do you process games like this where you see that your team is close and that, they're improved from maybe where they were a month ago, but it still ends with, I guess, a level of disappointment?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but you have to move on to the next play. That's the big thing. You have to teach. You have to try to teach. We're young. We have a lot of inexperience at this level, and it's hard to win at this level. Whereas you look at that team, I think they have 6 seniors, that play and 1 freshman, and so they have, especially those guys, not Atkinson and Wesley. Those other guys have played a lot of games together. They've won a lot of games together. They've been in big moments together, and so Hub can get past a scoreless first half, where he was 0 for 3, I think, maybe 0 for 4, and all of a sudden in the second half, he goes nuts, and he has 15. He hits 3 threes, he hits the game-winning shot. Experience, does that, and so for us, we just have to keep on showing up every day, keep trying to get better every day. We got a big bounce at St. John's. It didn't happen tonight, so we got to move on and get ready for Virginia Tech.
We've talked about a bunch about your all's defense so far tonight, but offensive, I mean, this was probably, I think, especially considering the opponent, probably one of your all's better offensive performances of the season. What were you seeing from them out there that seemed to be different maybe from other points of the season?
Well, I just thought that if we executed and we did it with pace, I thought we could get whatever we wanted against them. I thought that if we were really wired and ready to go, like I thought John could foul all of their big guys out. Obviously for us the biggest thing is, can we make perimeter shots, because teams just start to pack it in on him, and we made a few today from the 3-point line. But I thought we got good looks. I thought we did a good job offensively. We played well enough offensively to win this basketball game. We just can't have those breakdowns defensively against a team like this. In the first half, I think they had 4 threes, and in the second half, they're 6 for 10. And so we can't have that. Like, we just can't. And then we have to understand offensively game situations. When we have it, we got to be able to execute what we call, especially when they haven't stopped it one time all game.
I mean, you talked about that when you were up 8. I think after that is when Notre Dame went on the run. You guys took like 4. Your next 4 shots, I think, were all threes. I mean, were those similar situations to that one you described, or those shots that you wanted on those next few?
I think they were good. Some of them were good looks. Look, the bottom line is that if they're backing off of you, like, you got to be able to step up and make a shot. It's hard to get the ball inside if everyone is inside, if everyone is guarding in the paint. And so in those moments, we have to be able to step up and make a shot. Look, I want our guys taking good shots. I'm a big believer. I've told guys this ever since I've been coaching. I think the greatest player to ever play the game was Michael Jordan, and I think his career shooting percentage is under 50%, which means he missed over half the shots that he took. So as long as we're taking good shots, they have permission to miss. We don't want them to miss, but that's what it is. So as long as we're taking good shots and we're getting them out of what we call and what we want to run, I'm good with that. But when we deviate from it, especially something that's working, then that's a problem.
This is the second straight game you guys have only had 6 turnovers after. Have you seen a response from your guys to that challenge that you made, or has it been more about just the game situation that has caused that?
I think a little bit it's been the opponents. They haven't pressured. I think that's been a big thing. Notre Dame doesn't pressure. Jacksonville didn't pressure. I think we've gotten a little bit better with it, and certainly the assist compared to the made field goals in the past 2 games has been better. And certainly the turnovers have, but I do think some of it has to do with the type of opponent that we played.
Have you seen Mo's confidence just, game by game increasing?
Yeah, I have. He's really gotten better. We missed him when he was out. When he picked up his 3rd foul early in the second half. He's a guy that we need on the floor for us. He helps us with space. He helps us with spacing. There's some things that he can do athletically that we don't have anyone else that can do, and so it's imperative for him, to be on the floor for us.
Jeff, we're at a point now where games have been getting postponed here. I know your guys went home for a few days after the Jacksonville game. How did you all, when they got back, how did you all as a staff approach testing? Did you test all the players, or just ones with symptoms? Or?
Nope. We just our rule here at Pitt is if you have symptoms, then you test.
Are all the guys on the team boosted, or they're still?
I don't know the answer to that. They're vaccinated, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to those.
Early in the season, you talked about how John needed to improve his conditioning. He played 34 minutes tonight and seemed like he was active throughout. Have you seen him improve that as the season's gone on?
It's improved. Still can continue to get better, but it's definitely improved.
I guess on a night like tonight where he's able to kind of have his way physically down low. I mean, from what you've seen of other ACC teams or know of them, like how much is this something that you can see translate? Because it seems like just the way he's built, the way he plays, even in the ACC, there aren't a ton of guys like him.
I honestly haven't seen a lot of teams in the league, so I'm not really sure of that, of how. I think that, I think he's a good player. I think he has a chance to become a really good player. Shape is a big thing. discipline's a big thing. All of those things that it takes. And that's not just for him. That's what it requires of anyone to become a really good player. I mean, I've been fortunate to be around some really, really good players on this level, at the next level, with through USA Basketball. And the one thing that they have in common is, man, how they work. We as fans of basketball see the finished product. You see a Durant or a Curry or Hart, whoever it is. You don't see the work. They make it look that easy, but it's not. They work at it. And so the really, really good players, whether it was a Jason Tatum or Jabari Parker or whoever it was, they had a discipline about them every day, how they showed up to work. John has a chance to become a really good player, but just like it takes for all of those guys, you got to learn that. You have to learn that. It's a big time investment and requirement that's has to be made if you want to do that.
Jeff, when it comes to the finer points of teaching and instilling the lessons in a team, how much do 1-point losses give you the opportunity to show guys how every possession, every play counts, and maybe kind of emphasize those points?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you have to continue to teach, and then hopefully we get it. That's the big thing. We've been in enough of these where hopefully it starts to seep in now, where we don't have the breakdowns like we had. And it's not, look, they are good, man. They can shoot the heck out of the basketball, and when they get in a rhythm offensively, they are very, very difficult for anybody to guard. So I'm not taking anything away from them, but there's some things that I feel like we could have done a little bit better that would have put us in a better position. They still could have made the shots. Again, once they get into a rhythm like that, they are very, very hard to defend. And they got into a rhythm like that, and we couldn't break it.
John said something along the lines of, when you lose 1-point games to teams like Virginia and Notre Dame, you realize you can play, you can hang with those teams. Is that something that you can take out of this? Is that?
Well, it's interesting. That's an interesting comment. I know we can. When I hear that he said that, then it makes me feel like they're maybe not sure. And that's part of growing up. Like, you have to have the confidence that we are good and we can win. I've told our guys, I think we can win every game we play. I think we can lose every game we play. But that's the line. We have to understand the things that are necessary, that are required for us to win these types of games. And then you have to do it, like you said, every possession. And that's difficult. It's hard. It's hard, but that's why winning is hard at any level. It's really, really hard, and especially in our league.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.